Alright, we're back. So I went and found a twin cam, late twin cam bearing, 06 to 17. So I got a mechanical manual tensioner for the primary, and then I got a compensator limited sprocket there. So we're gonna hopefully not get too much noise from outside. Get some fresh air in here for once. Maybe warm it up a little bit. Okay, so this looked like it fit on the cam from what I could tell. I did a precision measurement. Yeah, it looks like it might go on there. Is that precision enough for you? So I don't know if it's thicker than that because it looks a lot thicker than the other one, but here it might be the same. So we can knock that out of there. Should be a lip. Yep, there's a lip here on the inside. So you just put your nail back in there and you feel the lip. So probably almost can see it. Right there's a lip. So right there, a little bit of a lip. So if you beat that thing all the way through, you're going to knock a big chunk of the case out there doing that. So don't do that. Could be a bad thing. My drawer's a mess here. Almost. Almost again. Excuse me. That's smaller. Damn. Okay, so we got a knocker here. That goes there. That goes there. And you beat the tar out of it. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, that was the owner. He's on his way back. Can't find the case supposed to bolt thing together with. So. He said this was a breather up in the heads, which is kind of what I figured it was. Oh well. Alright, let's get back to our beating on stuff. Can't have no fun if you ain't beating on something. That one's out. Alright. So there's the one that came out. There's the one going in, maybe. Looks like the same one. Same width. Really sharp knife. See how good of a job it did cutting that. It rips really good. You have to worry about cutting yourself with a knife like this. It's a good knife. Okay. There you go, looks the same. Here, read the numbers, are they the same? Probably. Okay, make sure you put the new one in there. See, this one slides real nice. So you'll make sure those are vertical and not laid over. This has a lot of grease in there, so it's holding vertical. Now you got a round side of a bearing and you got a flat side. The flat side is the side you beat on. That's why it's flat. See, it's made to beat on. This is too small because the radius is inside of here. That'll break the bearing. So this is too small. So you can upgrade to a bigger one. You want to go a lot bigger so it hits up against the case initially. So we're going to do that. Then we need one that goes just about into the case. Now there's the perfect one right there. That's the same size what the bearing was. That's what I should have used to knock it out. Doesn't matter, I wasn't trying to save it when I knocked it out. So we're going to hit this in flat like this until it hits the machine part of the case, which is not really machined all that well, but it's relatively flat, but it's just casted flat, it's not real flat. This is actually really all the way down to here, it's not flat, so it's not going to push the bearing in 100% square. You could use a press too, but it ain't going to make much difference. So just kind of lay it in there, center it up the best you can, give it a little tap and let it square up. Give some light taps, not super heavy, just to get it squared up going in straight. See, now it's starting to go in there straight. So now we just give it a couple whacks to get in there better. I don't know if I can get in here. I don't know if we can see anything, but whoa, don't do that. Broke my tripod again. Good for that. Okay, so just put that right there. Just lightly center it with that. Hold it. Light taps. Here when it hits the metal change, that's when you hit the base. See? Where all it gets the base now. So you pull it out. So now you're flat, which is plenty right there. But if you want to go a little bit below the surface, because of you have a chamfer on the case, chamfer on the bearing, you want to go a little bit deeper, you can go ahead and knock in a little bit further. So that's why I got this one here. It's the same size as the bearing, so you don't hurt it. So you just give it a little tap. Hit it hard enough to do something. Okay, now it's below the surface. So it doesn't move, you hit it harder until it does move. So now it's below the surface. You can see how there's a little bit of a lip right there, so it's a little bit further deeper than it needs to go. But it's nowhere near too deep. You can see the lip is right here. Now the key is you want to take your nail and turn the bearing. See how the bearing moves? It moves nice and freely and no gritty feel. This one here didn't want to move, and it was really gritty feeling. So this is nice and clean. See, it works real nice. So that's what you want to see. My guess is the rollers are cocked. They went in and then it locked up. And they ran that cam until it destroyed itself. That'd be my guess. So we need another cam in here, but I don't want to put this filthy piece of crap in there too much. I'll go in there just a little bit, make sure it goes in. Okay, it does go in. I just don't want to put it all the way in with all the bad areas. I'm just on the good part right here as far as I went in. So, okay, so the new bearing's installed, so when the cam comes in, it should be good. Guess I could have grabbed the cam upstairs and checked it for him, but I know it's good at this point. Okay, so that is, like I said, I think that's what the problem was with this motor when it failed. Well, besides the idiot that was putting it together, that's why it failed. But the mechanic is supposed to be smarter than the darn parts you're putting in, so when you're not, you have issues. Okay, I don't know what that thing does. It sticks up and pokes you, I guess. It puts a big gouge in the bench because it won't sit flat, that's what it does. So before this goes together, there, now it sits flat. So these here need to be installed. He said he's got some new gaskets, so I'll wait for those to come in. So it goes there, I guess. These titties must mean something to somebody, so I guess the titties go to the inside of the motor. That's how you identify this stuff. That's how you identify a front and a rear one. Titties are on the inside of the V. Don't forget that. Okay, so we're waiting for those. Let's get the screws right here. Okay, so they're ready to go in. Alright, so when we get some gaskets, we'll do that. I don't know if he's changing the seal out or not. Feels like it's still a good seal. It's nice and sharp edge, nice and flexible. It's probably fine, nothing wrong with it. I don't have a problem with reusing it. Okay, now this stuff's good to go. So all you do is clean the gasket surface off slightly. You can get all this little crap here off like that. So get your little gasket scraper over here to do that. See, this tripod's in the way now. If you're not going to use a tripod, get it out of the way. Okay, so here's your regular gasket scraper that I use. And here's the real expensive one, this carbide, which is one I use on this stuff. So you want to get this stuff scraped off as best you can. This one here, just put an angle like that. Let's see, should be able to knock it off, see? You want to get all that crap off the inside. You don't want that stuff in your motor. Okay. Put the tripod to work. Make sure you got none of that crap on here. I'm not too concerned about the outside, I only care about the inside of the case. Harley leaves a pretty rough finish here for the glue to stick. It also allows me to use crappy ass tools that aren't very sharp. I'm sure that's the excuse why they did that. Of course the customer got big scrapes across here they put in here to make it leak. You can hear the roughness as I'm doing this with a scraper. Don't run this into steel, it'll crack it. Alright. Most of that clean. So you get a bunch of crap in the holes over here. See how these are in there like that. So a screwdriver works pretty good for getting that stuff out. Flat blade. So see, that one's too small. That one there works pretty good. See, like that, and voila. Low effort. This is a smaller hole, so use a smaller screwdriver. See? Can't get it out, use another screwdriver. Small one. You get it inside the hole like that, and you can bring it up like that. And your free hand that I don't have right now, you pull it out and get it out of there. So you clean all your junk out of your holes. Because the new gasket screw is going to go right back in the same spot. So you don't want to have any more of that junk in there than you have to have. And there you go. Junk comes out. You can also use a drill bit that's the same size. Run the drill up and down a couple times, it'll clean the stuff out real nice. A lot better than a screwdriver does. The screwdriver only hits on a little corner, the drill will clean the whole thing out. But not everybody has everything, so just use what you got. You can use lots of different things. Get the stuff out, there's the key. Oop, piece dropped on the floor. See, we're just knocking it out a little at a time. Sometimes it's not the fancy tools that do the good job. A little bit of manual lever does what you need. Just has a little bit of stuff in here on the right there. Knock that out. Some on the outside. The gasket seal is a little bit of a dark surface. You can feel with your fingers. So when you scrape across it, try to knock off some more of it. It's a really thin layer you're trying to get off. So. Acetone might clean it out too. It might re-solidify it and break it up. I don't know. I don't have any acetone here, so I don't use it. Brake clean's probably not severe enough to do it. So off a little bit of time. Get most of it off. You rub a rag across it to get more of it off. Keep knocking off these big pieces here. So this one here is a triangle shaped hole. I gotta use my pocket knife to do that one. You can also use a sharp screwdriver to do the same thing. Same on the holes. You just use your pocket knife instead of using a screwdriver. Same thing happened. Just getting crap out. Depends on what your skill level is. If you know how to use a knife, that goes easier. But if you have no skill, use a screwdriver, because a screwdriver is pretty idiot-proof. So there you go. Put it on the outside, didn't care about it anyway. Alright. Pretty well cleaned up. Oh, this one right here. Okay, I think I got all of it. I need a fine file, which I don't have. But I just uncovered a bunch of files. A little bit of about 15 bags of junk. I found a whole stack of files over here that were missing. So there's my fine files. There we go. These two here are the fine ones. Use that. Air pressure's low right now. What's the noise? Alright, so you got these little burrs like right here. You need a fine file that's dull, and you knock them off. You're not trying to remove metal, just the high spots. So if you don't want an aggressive file, you can screw up the gasket surface. So all files have a little bit of a bow to them. So this one here, when you hold it like this, it'll be shaped like this. So it's high here, low here. That means if you go this way, it's high here, high here. When you file across, it's going to dig in here and here on the edge. If you go like this, it only cuts right where you're at. So it's not digging on your sides. Always got to find the files and figure out what the good surfaces are and the bad surfaces. You can hear the file change as you hit burrs here now. Okay. Go to this one. If you didn't want to slide, now I see it slides real easy. You have burr on it there. You want the cases to sit together flat so you don't have any burrs on there. A little bit of burr right here at the bottom of the case. When you file across, it should just float right across. So you put pressure right here where the gasket surface is, not on the edge. It'll stay flat that way. Alright. Good. Now you want to get a rag that has some decent holding power. So these old diapers work good. So you rub it on the surface here to knock off any of the sealer residue that's left. So that knocks it off. Put a little bit of a little bit of brake clean or something like that. It might knock it off also. I don't know. I'm just doing it dry. Use a tack cloth. It doesn't have any holding power, so it doesn't do anything. It's not abrasive. A lot of these new shop rags, they're really crappy. There's no abrasion to them either. Garbage. You want something that's actually cloth, so like an old shirt will work good. Something that got a little bit of surface tension to it. Get a nice clean surface, your seal will stick real good to it. No problems. The surface now is also shinier. Shift him up. If you look at it, it's more aluminum color, more shiny now. It's not dull like it was. See how the surface is dull compared to that one? There's a little sealer residue on everything. Clean it up. All this prep work you do is what saves time later. You have to take the motor apart when you're fighting that oil leak. Or you have to live with a dirty bike because the oil leaks. You didn't do the sealing correctly. It's a little deal. A little time now or no time later. You never have time to fix it right the first time, but you have lots of time to fix it 5 times after. Same thing. Put the work in now and don't have to worry about it later. Okay, so that's good and clean now. See that surf's a lot shinier than it was. Still a little dull over here, I can see. It's got a lot of sealer there. It's all rough machining. It's down inside the grooves a little bit. Yeah, there you go. All knocked down. Get the air clip along. Now, last thing I want to do, I want to blow them off real quick and get a little grinding grit off there from the sealer. So we just hit it with our airline here. No big deal. 170 pounds air pressure right now, so a little blip goes a long ways. Plus it's a high flow nozzle. Big ass holes in there. So I got my nozzles over here. I got a lot of different nozzles I can use. See some low flow nozzle. See lower pressure, less volume. Still blows, but not the same. A lot more pressure. All right, that's it for now.